expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Freed. We've got a star-studded panel this morning. To my right, Mr. Harry Glanz.
What's up, everybody? How you doing today, Harv?
Fantastic. A gorgeous day out there, Harry. And, of course, Alex Nafusi across the way.
Hey, buddies. What's up, man?
And real good, Alex. We brought Lisa Lawson in from her office. Lisa, you got tons of information to share. You're going to mic up over there, right?
Morning.
All right. Oh, hey,
Lisa
I like
Lawson,
that.
superstar loan officer, Capital Mortgage Funding, been in the business over 20 years. She brought a special guest with her today, Harv.
Dave McLean from Keller Williams. Hey, Dave, thanks for joining us.
Hello, thank you for having me on.
Dave is outstanding. Met Dave at a function that we put on over in Macomb County a couple years ago. This guy's a wealth of knowledge. Best of all, guys and ladies, he's a very hard worker. This guy works nonstop. And by the way, Lisa Lawson, who's always in the office till 8, 9 o'clock every night. Sorry about that, Lisa. I busted you.
All right, true story.
Always talks about Dave McLean and what a great realtor is and what kind of relationship that they have and what kind of hard work that they do together. But I'm anxious to hear from Dave McLean, all the Macomb County information. We talked about the glaciers in Macomb County. We talked about condos, houses. And Dave, tell us what's hot in Macomb County right now.
Everything. The problem is there's not enough properties out there for everybody to buy. The inventory is unbelievably low. Month-over-month numbers, I was just looking at them yesterday with my team leader because June obviously ended. And we're actually showing like a 1.9 monthly inventory of homes.
Yeah, so we're seeing that right now around the nation. I mean, Alex, I hate to say this because, for months and months and months we've come on here, we said there is no shortage of homes. There's just a shortage of good quality homes and homes that you could sell. I'm telling you right now, it's been confirmed now, nationwide there is a shortage of homes on the market. And Dave,
the entire MLS 3.2 month supply.
Yeah.
Oakland 2.8 and Macomb, if you run it for the year to date, was 1.9, but 12-month average 2.4.
There's a shortage of good homes on the market.
Healthy average 5-6 months or so. So right now it's an extreme seller's market.
There's plenty of homes on the market. There's a shortage of good homes on the market.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Well, I guess we could spin it that way, but overall, this has been the lowest inventory for homes on the market nationwide. It's hard. Alex, I know you and I like to refute those kind of statistics because we're pretty statistically oriented. I got news for you. I can't dispute it. I can't really dispute it anymore.
I just think like when I see I get the little MLS pop-ups in Royal Oak, Berkeley, Ferndale, Birmingham through there, and there's the same there's the same houses are up all the time in their junk. Now, granted, there's a shortage of nice houses. You're going to pay for. You're going to pay a premium for a nice house, but there's houses out there. You just have to pay for it.
Let me throw this out there. If you want to join the conversation, 248-539-9797. If you want to call Capital Mortgage all day long, Ronnie J and the whole entire staff is there all weekend long. Get that true approval letter. That way you can make an offer on a house and truly move forward. Dave, continuing the conversation about a shortage of homes, there's no doubt that in our region, there's a shortage of good homes. If Alex says there's a shortage of good quality homes, okay, that's the case. It appears that every house that's on a corner or a busy street definitely is up for sale. Right
for sure. Those are the ones that you'll see days on market that's why larger days on market for those are, not staged correctly, not priced right by the agent.
There it is, Harv.
Things that, go back on the market.
Priced right
because
is what
of
it is.
Issues.
Yeah.
Yes, pricing it right,
What becomes the solution? I read some articles last night. Some of the causes of this are, from the last bubble. Many families had taken maxed all their equity out of the house. Mm-hmm. As home values were going up from 2000 to 2006, we saw that. People were just going back and forth and taking the cash out. They were driving up credit card debt and then paying it off using home equity loans. Some of those families in some of those areas haven't come back totally. And then if they don't have the equity, they can't sell the house. They're not going to bring money to the closing table.
No.
They wouldn't be able to purchase a new home.
Yeah, I haven't been at a closing in the past, 3-4 years that somebody's brought a dime as a seller to the closing table. That's not happening.
Which is a good thing, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's a fantastic thing that they have built the equity in the home. They're able to take a little chunk out of it and move that to their next house.
I think people hopefully have learned that their home is not an ATM machine.
A piggy bank?
Yeah,
You can't just run up credit card debt and then refinance and do it again.
Using that to, say, put it on a small addition, redo the kitchen that, say spending $10,000 remodeling your kitchen and bathroom is going to end up getting you $15,000-$20,000 and you're going to sell next year. Yeah. Using that equity line of credit and doing that and not using it to go on 12 different vacations.
Yeah, buy a
or,
jet ski,
buying
buy
a
a-
whole new
yeah.
wardrobe.
Right, that's
or
what we say.
whatever.
You got to
Yeah.
put it in the college fund, 529, some kind of college savings program for your kids. Do something like that. But, we say it, human behavior is what it is. People are going to run up their credit cards again. It's just going to happen. But we've seen it in cycles, and we talked about baby boomers out there, Dave. Our generation, the baby boomers, we lived high. We made a lot of money. This could be the first generation, our children, the millennials, could be the first generation that doesn't do as well as the baby boom generation. Okay, could be. It used to be where you did better than your parents. Your parents did better than their parents, and then they passed it on to their kids, and so on and so forth. But baby boomers were pretty successful. They're both successful in income, and they're both successful in debt.
Yeah, well, Harry, a lot of them, they're all mostly self-made too, which is nice.
Yeah.
The baby boomers. I mean, you don't. There are a lot of people that that are that age, that demographic, that are self-made people that started businesses. Whether they have 5 employees or 50 employees, and that's one of the things that the millennials are kind of lagging on.
Yeah,
Well,
the
it's
thing
tougher
that-
now. It's tougher.
The thing
yeah,
that
absolutely.
they do have going for them, though, is the millennials that did buy in, they were still millennials then when they were able to purchase in, say, 2010, 2011, that right now they're sitting on a ton of equity in their house.
Sure.
Yeah,
So,
it seems like it was just yesterday.
Yeah.
Definitely live in more complicated times. Personal finance. There's so much to learn out there. It's just something they never taught in school. They're still not teaching in school. Believe it or not, this first credit card actually showed up in 1966. I believe the first bank card was a Visa. And now the average American holds 2.6 credit cards in their pocket and over 8,300 and credit card debt. So yeah, that's $200-$400 in wasted money if you're just sort of treading each month.
Can you say what that
18%.
is compared to what it had been before? Is that low right now, or is that
It's still
that
up there.
8,300?
It's
up?
still definitely
That's a
up
lot.
there.
It's okay.
It makes it difficult for families to save. And again, if they're putting their kids
Oh.
through college, tuition, mortgages, borrowing money, some families just spend. They don't have a grip on it. Eventually, you have to get to the point where you stop or you're calling bankruptcy attorneys. It's going to be
Correct.
one or the other.
Yeah.
You can't look at your statement that says, you get your bill and it's $800 for that month or something, and but you could pay $89 and we'll have it paid off in
Why-
36 years, and you'll end up paying $70,000 in interest.
It's lack of education too, and I remember when I turned 18, which was forever ago, but 90
20 years ago, bro.
Yeah, whatever. Well, no, whatever. Say 96. Thank
20
you.
years.
I got 2 things in the mail. I got the Gillette, which was the Gillette razor, which was the Mach 2 at the time, and it had 2 blades. And,
Yeah,
and a
you
cre-
didn't shave then, though.
and a
You
credit
waited
card.
a few years.
Yeah,
Right.
you got
Now
all,
there's- now
all
there's
the
still
credit
coming in
card
the mail.
applications in the world that you got. That's right.
and a razor.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, but like nobody told you that. Like, no one explains to you how to, run a credit card and pay it off and all that. And I think, the lack of education is a big problem right now.
That's why I like setting my buyers up. Of course, if they don't have someone else they're working with, that's fine. But they ask me for a referral, and Lisa takes care of them and knows how to get them
You are
approved.
very diligent.
Yeah, Lisa puts together, other than Harvey, her and Lisa are tied, they put together the best files in the office. All the information is there. They never have a problem collecting information from their borrower.
I put together the worst.
Well, okay.
At least
Mike
Mike
said
said
it.
better than me. It's okay.
He said
Come on,
it.
man,
He just owned that right on the
I
air.
own it. I don't care.
Great news actually came out this week.
We
I
have the
think
most fun, though.
Okay.
Real quick, what I do like about that, though, is I have had buyers before, though, that say they're not going to buy it right away. That's fine. I'll sell them something in a year or two, whatever, when they get their stuff together. But they'll start working with Lisa and Capital Mortgage Funding year or 2 out, and then be able to be helped through the process. And then when they're already able to purchase, they're a lot more, debt free and
It's
Educated.
done.
educated in a way better place.
if you find out what rents are going for across Southeast Michigan and really across the country, you're going to turn into a home buyer right
Oh,
away.
exactly.
Strong news we got this week. Of course, the jobs report came out very positive. For us here in the Motor City, it means we're building cars and selling cars across the world even, and that really helps us. A strong economy is going to really help us here locally. It's going to help improve our values and our house. Take advantage of it, though. I mean, here's a great opportunity now. Everyone's back to work. If your income's good, take a look at that 15-year fixed loan. That's a great way to build equity. And when you're building equity, you got some power back in your house. Take back your power. When we come back, we'll talk more about that. 248-539-9797.
Spa
Spas Hot Tub Swim Spas. Save thousands at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa sale now. Millions of dollars in inventory must be sold. Brand new hot tub slashed. See the amazing Michael Phelps Swim Spa. Free admission at the Suburban Collection Showplace in Nova. Call 1-800-SPA-SALE. That's 1-800-SPA-SALE.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Take on summer right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. During the Ford Summer Sales Event, get special summer lease deals across the full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Right now, at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers, you can get a great summer deal on a 2017 Ford Escape. Current AZ Plan lessees can lease a 2017 Escape SE for only $149 a month for 24 months, with $1,389 due at signing. Best selling based on 2016 sales. Lease payment includes RCL renewal, waived security deposit, and acquisition fee. Excludes titles, taxes, and license fees. Not all lessees will qualify for Ford Credit Red Carpet low mileage lease. Take new retail delivery from dealer stock by July 31st, 2017. Sales claim based on 2016 calendar year sales.
Healthcare in America has become a polarizing topic, but there's one thing that everyone can agree upon. The health and well-being of children is of utmost importance. The Children's Hospital of Michigan Foundation is working every day to fund innovative research, treatment, and programming to advance the health and wellness of children so that families and communities can realize a bright and promising future. The Children's Hospital of Michigan Foundation needs your support. To learn how your family or organization can help, visit chmfoundation.org.
Get great deals going on now during Menards Priced Right sale. Great Lakes pre-finished hardwood flooring is a durable option that adds an attractive appeal to your home. It's beautifully crafted and offers a timeless look. 3/4 inch by 3 inch pre-finished solid oak hardwood flooring comes in 2 finishes. Only $349 a square foot. Or check out 3/4 inch by 3 inch solid hickory hardwood flooring, $399 a square foot. During Menards Priced Right sale.
Save big money at Menards.
If there's one thing the pros at Advance Auto know, it's parts.
Advance Auto Parts and Batteries. This is Steven. How can I help you?
Hey, Steven, I'm wondering if you have any deals on oil this month?
Yeah, we're running 5 quarts of Pennzoil, conventional or high mileage for $19.99, the pure liter filter.
Okay, sounds good.
And be sure to sign up for Speed Perks, even more savings.
Awesome, thanks.
Now at Advance Auto, get 5 quarts of Pennzoil conventional or high mileage motor oil and a pure later filter for just $19.99 after $5 mail-in rebate. See store for details. Also at participating CarQuest Auto Parts stores.
Geico presents a voicemail from your friend, Water.
Hey, it's me, Water. Look, about what happened in your apartment with the broken pipe. I just wanted to apologize for ruining all your stuff, and I hope this can all just be some me under the bridge someday. Oh, and also, I'm not paying for anything. Okay, bye.
Water never pays for water damage. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency makes getting coverage a snap. Visit geico.com to see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
This is Charles Osgood. Over 3 million businesses use Indeed.com for hiring. And independent research shows 5 times more hires are made through Indeed than any other job site. By creating the easiest, most effective hiring experience, Indeed helps businesses find great new people every day. Right now, Indeed is giving new users a $50 credit to post a sponsored job on the world's #1 job site. Claim your credit at Indeed.com/offer. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
To see contest rules for 97.1 The Ticket contests, go to 971theticket.com and click on the contest tab.
If you ever miss Karsh and Anderson on 97.1 The Ticket, you can always hear their highlights at play.it, your new podcast network for best-in-class on-demand shows.
All Alrighty, welcome back to the show, 916. If you're just joining us, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Always here live in the studio, 248-539-9797. We brought in, besides our panel, Dave McClain from Keller Williams out at the Lakeside.
Keller Williams Lakeside, yep, Shelby Township.
There you go, out in Shelby. A lot going on in Macomb. It has always been our hot spot. We do as much business in Macomb as we do in any of the counties here in Michigan. And I'll tell you, we continue to see tons of building out there, a lot of new construction.
Oh, yeah.
So, Dave, I have to ask you this. I ask all first-time guests on the show. They know that the question's coming. We talk about property values. We talk about have home sales, have property values caught up with purchase prices? And I got to know, because right now the market is hot. We are getting comps in at the higher prices, but it seemed coming out of winter, going into the fall, coming out of the winter, when you hit spring and the market turns hot and then the prices, like, as you know, are through the roof, the comps are lagging, so that can produce a problem with an appraisal and appraised value. So, number one, are you still seeing the lag in appraisal value coming into purchase price? And number two, when that happens, what do you do?
Sometimes, but it all depends, because if that seller has a realtor that knows that the highest offer isn't always the best offer, sometimes you won't get into that pickle, because I think values have caught up. The appraisals have caught up to the current values. I think that the issue is that you have people say it's a $250,000 house and they want to offer $265,000. Well, if that agent prices it right, which 9 times out of 10 they do, it's not going to price for the $265,000. If they don't have an appraisal contingency in there that's willing to cover that additional $15,000 over, then yeah, it's not going to price for $265,000. It's going to price for that $250,000, right around there.
You tell them that, though,
and
ahead of time, right?
oh yeah, I do, because listen, I had one recently in Warren listed for say $140,000. We had FHA offers all the way up to $162,500 or something.
But you know,
no appraisal contingency in there at all. We ended up accepting one just over with able to cover some cash over their offer. And it ended up working. It was a win-win for both parties.
Yeah, we're talking about that plan ahead of time. We've seen some addendums being attached with the purchase agreement. Yes. So you have like a minimum. So in that case, we could say the seller agrees to sell a house for $165,000. All parties are on at $165,000. And a minimum sales price, if the appraisal comes in, let's say at $155,000, that they'd be willing to sell it at $155,000.
My office, with the changing market and everything, we redid our forms a year or two ago, and right in there's a checkbox. It is contingent upon it being appraised, or it is not contingent upon it being appraised.
You have a value
obviously, the appraisal still has to be done. The person securing a mortgage, yes. But
is there a threshold, though, you put in there that says, like...
Oh, for sure. And I always, in the additional comments, add the exact language, because sometimes it's, say the house is listed, that same scenario, $250,000, and I'm going to go in with my buyer at $255,000. The contract sales price is going to be that $255,000. In my additional notes, it's going to be buyer agrees to pay up to $255,000 should it appraise for anything less than $255,000 up to $250,000, though. So it's not that if it appraises for more, they're not bringing it doesn't catch them in both situations in a bad way.
That's good. A lot of agents, they don't do that, though, some agents.
Well, it's based on disclosure. Obviously, Dave is a guy that discloses everything to a buyer up front. What'd I say?
I can't see you today.
I'm sorry.
The screens are off.
It's all right. Not necessarily a bad thing. So Dave believes in full disclosure to his clients. That's why he doesn't run into any problems. So when you're representing a buyer and you're going in, and so do you... So my opinion is that if you disclose everything up front, you can't get in trouble. So when you go ahead and you're representing a buyer, do you always present all the facts up front and give the buyer an option for the contingency on the appraisal?
Oh, yeah. I talked to him about other options, because there's a lot of people that say, I'd be totally opposed to that, which is perfectly fine. If I was buying, I'd have a hard time I was shown an appraisal for my purchase, and then I got to bring an additional 5, 10, 15, whatever, to be able to get the house. Maybe lower your price range.
But it is safe to say,
but no, that's all discussed right up, as we're putting together an offer.
So it is safe to say that those individual circumstances will dictate what you offer, and also the house that they're looking at. If they really want that house, they're going to sign that appraisal contingency.
Yep, and it all depends, what type of mortgage they're getting, or what amount they want to put down, and what comfort zone they want that monthly payment in. Because, say they do have X amount of dollars in the bank, they're chunked down that they're going to put towards the house, and then they are going to be willing to do this $5,000-$10,000 appraisal contingency. Well, maybe they don't want to go from a 10% down conventional to a 5, or 5 to a 3, or whatever. It changes it up.
It's a great point, Mr. Rose. So if you have 20% down on a purchase, you budgeted for that, and the house comes in, it doesn't appraise out, you overbid for the property or whatever, you can still do a 10% down transaction.
exactly.
Come to closing with the same amount of money.
Or less even, yeah.
Yeah, or less. And we can still buy you out of the PMI at a 90% loan to value. So there's still other options.
And I was listening to your show, I think a couple months ago, somebody was talking about this, that they had some buyers recently that I have a girl right now, actually, who's pre-approved through Lisa, that she's approved up to, I don't know, 250, 300, something like that. She wants to, though, stay just right in the 200 range, up to, 210, 215 to be safe with it. So then maybe she does have a couple extra dollars that she would be able to put down to be more competitive with an offer.
Yeah.
Which real quick brings me to another point, is making that offer strong and appealing to a buyer. Like I said before, not being the highest offer isn't always the best offer, is having in there other things that millennials can do if they're renting month to month, is things like free occupancy to those sellers.
Yeah,
Because
Sweeten up your
sellers
offer.
in this market, they don't have anywhere to go yet.
Right.
They want to sell their house, but they're still trying to find another one.
Dave, everybody assumes that people want to close and get out right away. That's not the case.
No,
Now what
not
they're
at all.
finding is they want to close and stay in the longest period
yeah.
of time so they can go ahead and find a place to live.
I had one, signed it up to, how many months was? Or how many, I think it was 120 days was one I did not too long ago.
Right.
That they'd be willing to give them. Obviously, that was going to be a paid one, but another way to make that offer more competitive is, say, giving a first 30 days for free to that seller.
The terms and conditions of an offer are
Huge.
almost as important as the final sales price.
Oh, definitely.
No. Obviously, what used to be a part of the process and appraisal has become sort of a glitch in a transaction, or something that we definitely have to take a look at a little bit closer. Sometimes there just isn't enough, or the gap between the negotiations is just too large to make up the difference. But as you said, if you're working with a client who has some additional funds, they can come in a little bit stronger. And I'll tell you, more and more families, if you've been outbid on homes, and I know a lot of listeners out there have had this 5 to 10 times, you're already asking your mom and dad, hey, look, if I need a gift, if I need an extra 10 or 20,000, can you go ahead and work with me here? And that way they can acquire the house and move forward with their life.
And then also with that, like I was saying, how having those appraisal contingencies in there, say, up to whatever you would pay. But of course, say that agent made a mistake and maybe didn't list it for the correct price, and you end up getting it appraised for that amount that you thought you were going to have to bring extra money to, but you can end up, the appraisal comes in at that 255. Well, great. You don't have to pay 260 then.
Sometimes
that's the
those
language
things
that's
happen.
in mind.
It just happened to me.
Not very often, but sometimes those things happen.
Sometimes. Right now, their sale price is 100% is current statistics.
All right, we have open lines
The
here.
sale price.
Yeah, I know you got some numbers there. We'll go over those. I just want to throw out the number 248-539-9797. Find out why people come to Capital Mortgage Funding and become successful homeowners. They get the knowledge behind them. They understand how to deal with making a negotiation. They understand the purchase agreement and all the facets of a transaction. That's what will separate you from getting your offer accepted. Be sure to call Capital Mortgage Funding. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. That's where you'll find all of us. And we'll hook up with great real estate agents like Dave McClain and plenty more. Again, get your mortgage in line first, and then you can go out there and start looking at homes. There's so much to talk about. Again, the numbers were really good this week on the jobless claim, the jobs market. People are definitely back working. So here in Michigan, as we talked about earlier, that's what we want to see. The Motor City's happening. But again, our people, will we start seeing a little form of a bubble in certain areas? Yeah, you're going to. But can people still afford to pay $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 in Royal Oak? I say yes. Some of my colleagues to my right and across the table here say no. But when you look at places across the United States,
I'm not
Harry,
saying some can.
Chicago, San Francisco, it's pretty inexpensive to live in Michigan just generally.
Yeah, Detroit metropolitan area and Michigan as a whole is a very good quality of life. Quality of life here is strong. Obviously, we love our summers, but wintertime's pretty cool when you ski, when you hunt. We have 4 major sports here. We have great schools here. So, Detroit metropolitan area, Michigan, it's a phenomenal place to live. And what you're seeing now, Harvey, and the reason why Alex and I shake our heads is because I would tell you that I see these prices continuously going up, and up. I'm a conservative guy, and I will tell you this, that I don't know how long the market can sustain it. It's supply and demand. As long as there is a shortage of supply and the demand is high, then it will be sustained. But as you know, everything's cyclical. And, our area is always we get hit hardest first. We're always the first one to go in, the last one to come out. We were in a 10-year recession. So we're coming out of it. Things are great. But, I'm a downside risk guy. I take a look at the downside and I say to myself, you know what? I just want people to be careful, and I want people to fit in the best situation for themselves, not for anybody else. And that's why I said to Dave, it's an individual transaction. What's good for one family isn't necessarily good for another family. So it's up to Dave and us to make people successful and put them in a property that they're going to be successful in for a very long time.
All right, it's 9:27. Come and join our show, 248-539-9797. We'll be right back.
Imagine you're on a train track. Somewhere miles away, a train is headed your way. You can't see it yet, but it's coming. Slowly but surely. If you have prediabetes or you're at risk for type 2 diabetes, you may be on the wrong track, and diabetes could be heading your way. Bit by bit, the danger is getting closer and closer. So should you stay on the track you're on now or move to make a change and reduce your risk? If you have prediabetes or you're at risk for type 2 diabetes, you may qualify for the National Diabetes Prevention Program in your local community. This one-year program could be the ongoing support you need to put you on the right track. Not only did participants lose weight, they cut their risk of type 2 diabetes in half. Ready to get on board for a healthier future? Learn more about the National Diabetes Prevention Program and what else you can do to manage and prevent diabetes at michigan.gov/diabetes. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
When you served your country, it was about watching each other's back.
Come on, troops, keep moving!
When you come home,
So, what happens now?
it still is. Welcome to CBS Radio's ConnectingVets.com. Connecting vets every day, watching each other's back 24/7 at ConnectingVets.com.
It's the season premiere of Rock and Roll Road Trip with me, Sammy Hagar.
Sunday, July 9th, Sammy hits the road to rock out with his rock star friends. Featuring Adam Levine,
My partner in crime.
the Eagles' Don Felder, Styx,
It's all happening right here.
Motley Crue's Vince Neil, and many more.
It's the most fun I've ever had on this show.
Catch the premiere of Rock and Roll Road Trip with Sammy Hagar, Sunday, July 9th, 9/8 Central.
Only on Access TV.
97.1 The Ticket has a totally new way for you to help the Student Heart Check program. Now you can support the Student Heart Check program by donating real estate. You'll receive a tax deduction while helping to save a life. Each healthy heart check costs about $10, so your real estate donation could help make a huge difference to many families who normally couldn't afford these screenings. To donate, go to cbsdetroit.com/student-heart-check and click on the red USA link.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip. It's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Sports news all day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by National Benefit Plans for affordable health and life insurance. Go to nbphealth.com. Tigers Indians tonight in Cleveland. Game 2 of a 3-game set, 7:15. The first pitch with Justin Verlander pitching right here on 97.1 The Ticket. His record 5-5. Tri-ball over the Tigers last night, 11-2. Carlos Carrasco goes at 10-3, striking out 11. He allowed 2 runs in 7 innings to win his 5th straight start. Jordan Zimmerman hammered. He is a starter and loser for Detroit. Victor Martinez reaching 2,000 career hits with a single in the second. He gets a standing ovation from the place he began his career in Cleveland. Terry Francona had a heart procedure. The Indians manager will miss the All-Star game. Justin Upton of the Tigers named to the All-Star game, replacing an injured player. Pistons make a deal getting Avery Bradley in a second-round pick in 2019 from Boston in exchange for Marcus Morris. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more, 971theticket.com.
All season long, Detroit Tigers manager Brad Ausmus will go around the diamond with Jamie and Stoney. Mornings on 97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show, 9:31. If you're just joining us, going up to about 79 today and sunny all day. It's going to be beautiful out there. Enjoy your weekend.
Good temperature.
Always be safe on the waterways. Hit them straight if you're on the golf course. Call Capital Mortgage Funding if you need that approval letter. That's a good way to start. 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage bank. That's 1-800-569-7283. We have open lines here in the 97.1 studios at 248-539-9797. Some of you people ticket text. We don't do that on our show. We want you to call. We want to hear from you. So definitely don't just ticket text us. Call us either here in the show live or at Capital Mortgage. We love answering all your questions. One of the questions that came across to me lately, and I had a client call me this week, it's been popping up, is talking about obligations as I go through a divorce. So yes, if you're going through a divorce and you're going to be paying child support and alimony, generally speaking, you have to wait till all those things are ironed out. But you can purchase a house throughout that process, especially if you're getting along with the soon-to-be ex-spouse. You guys can sign separation agreements and put forth language together to move forward and purchase a house. There's a lot of things out there that many of the divorce attorneys and some even the mortgage bankers and people just don't know, is that, yes, there's lots of opportunities out there to get a mortgage, but you got to deal with the experts. You call Capital Mortgage, you're going to get a lot of people.
Well, I don't know that any divorce attorneys don't know about that, Harvey. I think they do know about it.
Oh, of course, you were going to defend them.
Of course I'm going to defend them, but I think when we talk about
Harry
buyers...
loves attorneys.
Well, I do. I love attorneys.
I love attorney.
But the bottom line is this, is that when you go to look for a house, if Dave McLean is taking somebody out in their car, meeting them at a house, and they're going through a divorce, Dave McLean has to know that either A, how much money somebody's going to receive in maybe spousal support or child support, or B, how much that person might have to pay in spousal support or child support and their obligations, all that.
That's why first two questions are for my buyers. Do you have a realtor?
Yeah.
And are you working with a realtor? And have you been pre-approved for a mortgage? If
So you have to take those obligations. And oh, by the way, the rule is that if you're going to use that money to qualify, you have to collect 6 months of those payments. It's 6 months, Harvey, not 3. You don't even know the answer to that question. It's 6 months.
I think it's the difference between conventional and FHA.
Well, I'm talking about conventional mortgages. It's 6 months that you have to have documented income of that. So, like I said, I think the divorce attorneys know. I think mortgage bankers and realtors might not know.
Okay, I'm glad you defended the divorce attorneys out there. And again, if you are going to be going through that situation, make sure you qualify, because again, a lot of the language we're seeing has to do with being able to refinance somebody off the loan so they're able to purchase a new home and move on with their life. And again, that's why it's so important to be working with a team of professionals. So if you're going through that situation, whatever your situation is, put that team together. Make sure that your CPA, your divorce attorney, your mortgage banker, make sure all parties are connected.
But Harry, that doesn't mean you can't do something. So let's say somebody's newly divorced and you have to use the income to qualify. There are certain programs, there are certain things that we might be able to do, and there's a 2-step process. Maybe we can close somebody now, and then in 6 months, when they've collected full 6 months, go ahead and refinance them and put them into a more permanent program for them.
Yes.
But there are individual circumstances where people have to move, they have to vacate the premises, or they've just gone through a contentious situation, and they can't live together. And these things happen. They're everyday life issues, but you've got to be knowledgeable on how to put those transactions together. So that's my lesson of the day, Harvey.
Well, that's why I like what Harvey said about having a team together that knows what they're doing, because Lisa and I have a buyer that we're working together on, we communicate every day, especially any day that I'm out showing them houses or any part of the transaction that's going on. But also, say they forgot to or didn't or just accidentally omitted to Lisa that, I am starting to go through a divorce.
I like that.
Maybe
Accidentally omitted.
Or maybe, so maybe I'm out showing them houses and I'm with just the husband. Oh, hey, where's the wife? Oh, well, we're separating. Does your loan officer know about that?
Right.
Are you? Yeah, little important.
Yeah, there's a lot of information that we want to know up front.
Wow, that's a good one.
All
right.
Got some good terms once in a while.
248-539-9797. It's 9:35. Good morning to all of you. If you're just waking up, listen to our show. It's the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show in our 17th season here. And again, what our job here is to do is help answer your questions and make you a successful homeowner. If you already own a house, of course, there's been a tremendous amount of equity over the last several years. As Dave McLean from Keller Williams mentioned earlier, boy, if you're somebody who bought a house in 2010 or 11 or even before that, those from anywhere from maybe 2008 to 2000 and now, there's probably a little bit more equity than you could even imagine.
You literally destroyed the house. There's no way it's worth less.
Or you completely made a bad purchase.
Or you made a really, really bad purchase. Yeah, but for sure, I've had 5-6 clients this year that not even just going all the way back to 2010 to when I sold them a house back then, but just sold them one in 14-15 that they netted a bunch of money on and bought something else just this year. Only 2 years, and they've got a bunch of equity in it.
It's funny. I shouldn't say it's finance. That's probably the right adjective for that. But, there's some clients that purchased homes, in 2009, 10, 11 that are coming back now and the refinance taking cash out to pay off credit card debt. And, you sit them down and say, guys, listen, remember what we bought this house in 2010 and, everything was in the downturn. Let's learn from our mistakes. Let's not do this again. I mean, you make $60,000 a year together, and you ran up $40,000 in credit card debt, in a 6-year period.
24.99%.
Yeah, I mean, let's come on. Let's be proactive.
Dave, you were talking about hot areas. You were talking about people moving into certain areas. Talk about the Clawson Hazel Park area for a second.
I've had many, many, many people that everyone is loving the Clawson area, and I enjoy it and like it as well. Heck, their fireworks just last week, I guess they have like one of the best fireworks shows ever. They prep for it for the entire year prior to. But no, great community, great area, and bonus, a little bit more affordable than like we were talking about when we were off air at the Royal Oak area.
The Woodward Corridor is extremely hot, and Alex Nafusi right now is doing business with builders that are doing what in the infill community in Royal Oak, Alex?
Yeah, I was talking to John Farhigh yesterday, and he's doing a lot of fill-in building. He's knocking houses down. I think he does great work. And some of the houses, they're salvageable and they can be saved. And he puts in a nice addition, and and puts in the second story. And I think he does great work, but they just it gets expensive. Yeah. You've got Farhad, you've got Patrick Ray with Hill and Homes, Mark Adler. I mean, there's all these guys do this fill-in building, and I think it's great. And you just it gets there's a price point that they're really stretching. They're awesome houses. I mean, they're worth every single cent. But my concern is just logistically. Yeah, I mean, where are you going to go from there?
I took people on a tour of Berkeley the other day, and I showed them all the
fill-ins.
Where Mark's built a lot of homes in Berkeley. He's done a great job in there. And you're looking at $400,000 houses.
Easy starting.
It's amazing to me what's going on there. But all up and down the Woodward Corridor. But there are other areas there are other areas where there could be more affordable for people in those communities, all around metropolitan Detroit area. And we just think that I think Macomb County is still hot, going to be hot.
Oh, yeah.
Great area. And Dave, we talk about Macomb County on this show every single week, and we have for the last. We were doing this 17 years, as Harry said. For the last 5-6 years, we think Macomb County has been the hottest area in going.
I agree.
Oh, for sure. I completely agree, especially out where my office is. Shout out to Keller Williams Lakeside and all 273 of us out there.
Good for you guys.
Hall Road and Hayes.
You can definitely say that.
You can say that.
We know your office well. You guys do a great job out there.
No, Shelby, Macomb, the entire area, Chesterfield, even as New Baltimore, but fantastic areas, great school systems, good sized houses, a lot of families that just love the area. Everything's there, and it's booming.
What are those stats up for you? You got
which one you want? I have month inventory in front of me.
That's so low. Yeah. How about the new
That's
construction lots? We talked about new construction before. We have a 6-month new construction lock at Capital Mortgage Funding. It's got a free float down option. Harry, this is a no-brainer if you're building a house, I say. Yep. Why risk what the mortgage rates are going to be in November? If you're sitting down with a builder thinking about it, definitely call Capital Mortgage. Get a real approval, move forward.
Well, let's talk about that program for a second, Harvey. We know right now that rates are what they are right now. We don't know what they're going to be 6 months from now. What you can do is you can lock in the rate now. Done. Over. Then within 60 days, you can go ahead and whatever the rates are, a 60-day window from the time that you're going to close, backtrack 60 days. And any point in time during that, if the rates are lower, you can lock in and get the lower rate. So you're going to lock in now, and that's your max rate. So you get today's rate, maximum, and then within 60 days, rates are down, relock it at the lower rate. So rates cannot go up on you. We believe this. We believe rates have nowhere to go. They're not going down to zero. We've said that for a long time. We think they can only go up. Obviously, we don't know when they're going to go up. Nobody does. But they're so low right now. Why wouldn't, if you're building a house, why wouldn't you take advantage of that program?
Yeah, definitely lock into that program.
Now, there's no downside. However, somebody say, Harry, you must be paying points and cost. No, but you have to put down a deposit. The deposit goes to your closing cost. Anything that regarding the closing, go to the down payment, whatever it is, you're putting down a deposit equal to 1% of the loan amount. The only way that becomes a fee and the only way you can lose it is if you don't go through the transaction.
That's it. Basically a no-brainer.
So it's not a fee. I don't want anybody calling up saying, well, there's a hidden cost. You didn't tell us this. No, it's a deposit because we're locking you in 6 months ahead of time.
It's applied towards your closing.
It's applied toward the transaction, period.
Here, Macomb County, 41% less listings on the market.
From a year ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
2016.
That's a big
average
number.
sale price, though, up at least 12%.
Oh, yeah.
Average days on market, down 17%. So they're not lasting at all.
All right, when we come back, we're up against a quick little break here. 248-539-9797. We're going to talk about debt-to-income ratio, effective income, financial literacy. That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, Harvey's going to dare you to call in, so you better call in now.
Fair enough. Give us a call. 248-539-9797.
Message and data rates may apply.
Attention, it is illegal to text and drive. So if you're experiencing hair loss and you want a permanent solution, please pull over now, because an incredible offer that could give you your hair back is just one text away. Bosley is the world's most experienced hair restoration expert, always pioneering the latest technology. And now, we're giving everyone who texts the word GROW to 543-543 an absolutely free information kit that reveals just how easy and affordable this permanent solution really is. Don't wait. When you text GROW to 543-543, we'll also give you a gift certificate for $250 off. Millions of men and women have come to Bosley for a permanent solution to hair loss. So pull over now and see for yourself how great your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit. Text GROW to 543-543. Plus, get a free gift certificate. This amazing offer is just one text away. GROW to 543-543.
Staples knows that when the leave-behinds for your sales call get left behind at your office, it's time. When you need to print 30 pages and you're 300 miles from the office, it's time. And when the intern packed the Harrington file, not the Farrington file.
Oh, my bad.
It's definitely time. And it's times like these when you can count on Staples. Access your files from email, the cloud, or USB, and then print, copy, fax, or scan them, and get back to business fast. Visit your nearby Staples. It's pro time.
Let's transform a space. Let's paint some walls. The Home Depot has everything you need to make it easy. From 3M Patch Plus Primer and Scotch Blue Painter's Tape to Behr Paint. It's all here. So let's work smarter. Let's prep smarter and get results that take a room from no to whoa. Prep, paint, perfect. Available at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only. See store for details.
The two biggest names in Detroit hockey, Pirani's and Bauer. Bauer, the #1 brand in hockey, and Pirani's Hockey World, the #1 hockey retailer in Detroit. Pirani's has all of Bauer's newest gear and best technology, from sticks to skates to pads. Pirani's has the most complete line of Bauer gear in the state. Pirani's Hockey World with 10 locations in Metro Detroit, including arena pro shops and the massive Livonia Superstore. At Pirani's, service is the difference. Pirani's Hockey World and Bauer. Your game starts here.
We simply give you the best places to play golf in the state of Michigan. This is our 21st year. We're going to give them you at the best deals anywhere at LessonOnGolf.com. That's Lesson on Golf, Saturday, 7 a.m., 97.1 The Ticket.
Face it, your dream of playing in the big leagues is not going to come true. But 97.1 The Ticket has your chance to play ball at Comerica Park, and that's pretty cool, too. Come meet Jamie Samuelson from Jamie and Stoney at Drayton Station on Dixie Highway in Waterford tonight from 7 to 9. You can win a spot to play on Miller Lite Field of Dreams at Comerica Park on August 15th.
Donate to 97.1 The Ticket's Student Heart Check program, and you can help ensure that every student athlete's heart is healthy enough for sports. CBSDetroit.com/Student Heart Check.
The National Football League. One more reason when you think of sports, you think of Detroit's #1 sports station.
97.1 The Ticket.
Welcome back to the show, 9:45. Good morning, everyone out there. We are brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Also, you can call us here live in the studio, 248-539-9797. If you like to email folks, hey, we'll take your email, mortgage.show@lowrateonline.com. You can always Google Capital Mortgage Funding right here in Southfield, Michigan. We do mortgages everywhere, so definitely give us a phone call. And we'll go to our caller here at 248-539-9797. Tom from New Baltimore, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Tom.
Sir. Morning.
just a gorgeous day out here today.
It is awesome. Love
Good
it.
call, Tom.
What are you doing today, Tom?
Actually, we're camping down in Algonac.
There you go. We'll have fun and be safe, my man.
The storm came through last night, and I got to go out and buy a new canopy. So
There you go.
That's okay.
man.
Hey,
So what's up?
We're looking at buying a house that I find out the people that owned it had a bankruptcy. According to them, the bankruptcy has was a zero. Everything was zeroed out, but there was a second mortgage on the house, and a bank has a lien on it. So I'm curious, what am I looking forward to?
well, you're looking forward to making sure that you have to get that cleared up, and you got to figure out, and we see this a lot, that we got to figure out why that second wasn't discharged in the bankruptcy. You might have to get a hold. Go ahead.
It was discharged.
If it was discharged in the bankruptcy, then there shouldn't be a lien on the property any longer. Again, I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on the radio. You might have to get an attorney involved and check it out. But the bottom line is that the trustee of the bankruptcy, that should have been included, discharge, and a discharge of lien should have been recorded on that property.
Tom, quick question for you. Where did you find this listing? Are you working, with an agent, or is it listed with an agent, or how did you?
Actually, we were looking up north. The house is in Lake Ants.
I couldn't hear.
Lake Ants?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just west of Traverse City.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Good area.
Is it actively on the market? Is there somebody that has it listed that?
They haven't listed it yet. We've talked with them, and they're, it's a nice place, and it's more of a situation that, their neighbor is a realtor, and we were, talking with them, and, as soon as they listed, we could, put a bid in on it. And they said that.
Tom, you're going to want to get a good title company involved in that and make sure there's no liens on there. And, it's definitely something you can do because that lien should have been discharged in the bankruptcy.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a doable transaction, and we'll touch base after the show.
Tom, if you want us to take a look at that for you, we certainly can. We can do. You get us the address, we'll take a look at it. We'll send it to our title people, and we can find out what the story is.
Very important that you get title insurance. I don't know if you're getting a mortgage or paying cash. So the key is going to be making sure the house is free and clear of all liens, and title insurance will handle all of that for you. It's a good call, Tom. Thank you, and we'll give you a call to follow up.
Be safe out there, my man.
Look forward to it.
All righty, enjoy.
Hopefully it dries out up there.
Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend out there. You hear from Tom there. He's already camping. Let's move off to Detroit, and we got Davis calling in. Good morning, Davis. Welcome to our show.
Hi, how's it going?
Good morning, Davis. How are you?
I'm very good. So I'm, I just signed my helps be my last 1 year lease renting here, and I'm looking, first-time homeowner or home buyer, and I'm trying to figure out if the cyclical turn is like you guys are talking about is worth waiting, or if the rates are too good right now, and then just whether or not FHA is better than conventional.
Well, that all depends on the program. I mean, Lisa is one of our FHA experts in our office, but I would tell you if you're ready to go, then you're ready to go. Rates aren't going down, they're going up. We don't know how high they're going to go up, but if you're in a position to buy now, you should start assembling your team. Mm-hmm. And if you assemble your team, you get your mortgage banker, you get your realtor, you start looking, you take a look at it, make sure your funds are in order, that you have the assets to put down, that you're not going to go ahead and blow yourself out with a crazy mortgage payment. So you have to start looking at that now. And no time is better than the present. So you should start accumulating your team and taking a look at the process.
First things first, you did make a great decision on deciding not to lease anymore and to make a purchase.
Enough of that. Enough of paying your landlord's
And not
mortgage.
to mention, there's a lot of first-time home buyer programs, 3% down conventional right now. So yes, FHA is a great program. People think it's 3.5% down, but there's 3% down first-time home buyer programs right now available.
Yeah, on the conventional side.
On
So
the
you should look
conventional
in Detroit?
I'm looking in like Dearborn, but around that area.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, man. I'd pull a trigger now, man, because rates are going to go up, and I think values are probably going to hit a plateau. I mean, I don't think we're going to see. I don't want to use the B word, but I mean they're going to plateau out.
Right.
And rates just going to keep going up.
Davis, if you find the property that's right for you and things work and the sun, moon, and the stars align and your payment's all good, then why not pull the trigger?
Yep.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Hey, Davis, thanks for the call. We'll give you a call and see if we can get you an approval letter. So thank you very much for joining our show.
That's a strong call. Here's a guy he doesn't want to rent anymore. He's probably got some assets to put down. Sounds like a real good guy. We got to take a look at his numbers.
Yep.
But we want, Dave and Lisa, we want to put somebody, our goal is to make people successful, put them in a program that's absolutely right for them.
And
not
another
right
thing-
for us.
Yeah.
Okay, not right for us. right for them, and the numbers, it all comes down to what the numbers are and what his payments are.
Another thing for them to look at also while they're, thinking about going from obviously leasing to purchasing is talking with that landlord or whoever, your landlord type subject is about a month-to-month, or what if you did find something next month, got approved, found a house, and you wanted to break that. If Dave's just signed a 12-month lease, what if that month he went 10 months left and he found something?
It's a great point. Great reminder out
see
there.
If you can set something up to be able to get out of that early in your next lease signing.
Right. If your credit's good, if home ownership's something that you're thinking about contemplating over the next whatever year.
yourself on that lease in a good spot.
Maybe a 6-month lease, although it might cost you a little bit more money up front or monthly. Who knows? $50 or $100 is only $600 versus breaking a lease and trying to walk away from 6 months. That could be a problem. Hey, we're going to talk about some other down payment options, Lisa, but we got a quick call to get to. Adam out there in Warren. Good morning, Adam. Welcome to our show. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Morning.
What's going on?
Morning. My question is, my wife and I purchased a home in North Warren in 2014, and it's an FHA, and we bought the home for $134,500. Okay, and currently it looks like we're owing on the principal is $127,000. We're at 4.25%. Basically, I'd only like to stay in the home maybe another 2-3 years. My question is, it worth refinancing out of the FHA if we have the equity to go into a conventional, or would it be better to just...
It's going to be close. Numbers, it's going to be close.
I won't ask you your address on the air, but I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it afterwards and ship you over some comps so you can see exactly where your value's currently sitting. I know that area very well.
Yeah, I know you can't really trust the Zillow and the
do not
website.
Don't trust that estimate.
Yeah, we're going to have a appraisal done once I put a third bathroom in the basement. It's almost complete. So once I'm done there, I was going to have an appraisal done.
So usually what I do, Adam, is, I'll see how much your costs are going to be and what you're going to save per month. And we'll divide it, what your savings by the closing costs. And if you're covering your costs within the time frame you want to be in the house, then we'll say to do it.
And then if you end up staying a little while after?
Hang tight, man. I mean, I say all the time on the air, there's nothing cooler that I can say to somebody than hey, you're in good shape. You made a good decision and hang tight.
Yeah.
And maybe that year or two that you're only planning on staying might turn into longer, but if you lock in now at a lower rate, then
that is the formula
after that.
Yeah, that is the formula. It's the time factor. How long do you think you're going to be in the property divided by how many months, and what are you saving? So we get to that. We get to that number pretty quickly, and then we let you make the decision. I would tell you that if you know that you're only going to be there for 3 years, then we'll work the numbers and we'll work 3 years backwards, and then we'll go from there.
All right, it's a great call, Adam. Definitely we're going to be following up with you, giving you what the house is valued at and what those numbers are going to look like, because removing that MIP, that mortgage insurance premium from your payment is going to save you a lot of money.
Some money, right?
Yeah, we're paying $143 additional a month for this right now. And then also the thing in North Warren here, our taxes are pretty high, so that's one thing, too, that's get me to maybe look for a different area. We pay pretty high taxes here, so.
All right.
We'll give you a call on the show and take a look at it.
I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Adam.
Great call.
See you, man.
All righty. 248-539-9797. If you want to sneak a phone call in, we've got all morning long with Dave McClain from Keller Williams out on the east side. Dave, you've been awesome.
He could be sitting decent, with that purchase in 2014, 3 years ago, on having for sure that equity in there. Even though he only did put down, he said he purchased FHA. I don't know if did he say 3.5%. He very well could be able to knock off that PMI. So.
Yeah, and not only that, he might even take a look at a 15-year. So all of a sudden, now if he stays there for 3 or 4 years, he's built so much more equity. And again, when you add up that MIP that you're just wasting each month, rates are really close to 4.25. Again, everyone's situation is a little different. Loan amount plays a factor. Your credit score plays a factor. And of course, what new program you get. So we've always got the answers for you. Capital Mortgage Funding, a 1-800-LOW rate, the best mortgage banker. And of course, live here in the studio at 248-539-9797. Dave, anything else you want to jump out about? We talk always about like a quick listing or something that's going on right now in your specific realtor world. You got like a hot listing or a buyer something that came up recently?
I just texted the client to tell him, hey, turn to 97.1. I'm going to our house
you're
on
about to
Monday for take pictures of it and put it on the market, but going to have a real nice one coming up in Clawson. And anybody else looking to sell, give me a call because I have a lot of people that want to buy.
Yeah, that's great. No doubt that Clawson's a new hot area. And if Dave's got a hot listing or any of the realtors that we bring onto the show here, they will definitely talk about your listing on the air. It's one of the only shows that allows you to do that here in Southeast Michigan.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
You're outstanding.
You're an outstanding guy. You've been around for a long time. We like the experience level and the expertise you bring. So congratulations on being successful all these years.
Be sure to call us at Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. Again, we'll see you next Saturday here. We got Pat Caputo coming up with sports. Keep it here on The Ticket.
The preceding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
97.1 The Ticket.
Car needs some motor oil? Advance Auto Parts has the deal for you. 5 quarts of CarQuest conventional motor oil and a Purelator oil filter for just $19.99. CarQuest conventional motor oil, only at Advance Auto Parts, features a low-friction formula and advanced additives for better gas mileage and longer engine life. Find a store near you at advanceautoparts.com or swing by a participating CarQuest Auto Parts location. 5 quarts of CarQuest conventional motor oil, Purelator oil filter, $19.99. Valid until July 26th.
Hi, Harry Glanz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
And Dale Jr. in his number 88 Degree deodorant car takes the checkered. Let's go down to Victory Lane. Dale, congrats on the win. How'd you feel out there?
There was a lot of pressure on the track, but my pit crew worked hard all day long, which kept me confident. And our Degree car was fast. With the high temps inside, I'm sure glad I had a deodorant to keep me dry from start to finish. I'm happy we could bring this one home for the fans.
Thanks, Dale.
When the pressure's on, Degree won't let you down. Grab your Degree deodorant at Kroger today.
Staples knows